Welcome back, guys. Like the title says, today was a really good day. The S&P 500 sold off aggressively in the morning and then had a huge bounce that retraced that entire move and is heading higher in the after hours. I want to show you how I made money off a couple setups. One off of the S&P and another one off of Nike, which I've talked about before. Both of them involve pretty much the exact same type of setup. So if you look here on Nike, Nike has been trading sideways in this channel going back to April 7th. It traded sideways in that channel starting from April 7th up until it broke out on May 18th or 19th. And if we look closer, here's the deal. When a stock trades within a channel like that for so long and then breaks out, a big move is likely to happen. So what happened on the 19th when Nike broke out of this channel? It had a huge dump at the end of the day, which stopped right at the top of that channel. What usually happens is, see, when price comes up to a level and keeps getting rejected, that is called resistance. Okay? That is called resistance. It's like the ceiling of an apartment. Once price breaks through that resistance, what typically happens is what happened right here. It comes back and retests that resistance, acting as support. So this happens very often. What was previously resistance, what was our ceiling, once you bust through the ceiling and pop out on the other side, now you're standing on the roof. You're at support. So I bought into Nike right about here. Of course, I let it retest. Once it dropped lower, what I should have done is I should have bought more once it closed down here. And then from there, after it retested support, it was just off to the races for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And my target was to take profit at just before $100. Because typically people, whole numbers or psychological levels, everyone's going to try to take profits at $100 even. So I wanted to take profit at 99.50-ish, which is what I did. I took profits right about here towards the end of the day. The reason why I chose to take profits at 100, other than what I just said, is because of this right here. If we look back to our left here, we see a gap in the chart for Nike. Now, like I've said in my previous videos, gaps like to fill. Once a gap fills, then who knows what's going to happen. It could pull back, price could pull back or do whatever. But at the $100 level, right at almost the $100 level, is when price filled the gap from back here. So I deem that a good place to take profits. So again, I bought in here. I bought in somewhere here. I sold right here. And I made over 100% on that trade. Quick and easy trade setup. Now I did the same thing today in the S&P. Let's take a look at that. Here is the S&P 500. It too has also been trading sideways in a range for some time. It really started trading back and forth in this area going back to April 24th. So it went up, it came down, went up, came down, went up. And then what we notice here is that price started to hold up here and it was getting ready to break. Price broke yesterday. We broke through that area yesterday. And when we see the breakout like this, what typically happens? That's right. There's always a retest. So we broke out here overnight. This morning we sold off hard. And look at the very bottom of this range. I did not draw this red line right here. I did not draw this red line today. I drew this red line a couple days ago. Price came down and tapped this red line, and from there it went up. What is this? 80 points, and it hasn't, in a straight line. It hasn't stopped yet. Okay. So again, it's the exact same setup. Traded sideways in a channel, kept getting rejected at resistance, broke through, and it retested. This retest setup is perfect because if you're down here, why I was so confident and went big on this play right here is because it's an easy setup. Once I see price bouncing right here, I can set my stop loss right below this price level here. If price breaks down and falls back into this channel, that means we got a false breakout, then I sell and I'm stepping away from the computer. But if I buy and price respects this channel like it did right here, then it's all green, baby. Okay, so that was a huge, that Nike trade and this S&P trade pretty much made my day. I did lose a little bit on AMD and Tesla, but the trade I made in Nike and in the S&P made up for it immensely. Going forward, I drew these resistance lines last video. We respected this one briefly. And then the next one I drew was up here at 30.90. 30.90, if we go back, is just the top of this bounce back in March that led to the massive dump that took us down to the March low. So I think we come. So here's what I'm thinking is going to happen. On this bounce, we have not pulled back one bit. Price bounced and hasn't stopped since midday today, and it's almost at an overbought level. Overbought means it's gone up too fast and it should pull back. That is what I think is going to happen. We've just gone up in this straight line. Price should pull back some before the morning, and then I think we continue higher up to this 30.90 level. Now from there, I'm not completely sure. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I could see us rejecting back down to this support level and then breaking out from there. Or we could just break out, and then this could be just a blue sky breakout in the market, so we could just head higher the rest of this week and all next week and so on as the economy opens back up. But that remains to be seen. The only thing I'm confident or semi-confident on, the only thing I'm looking out for is a pullback to make a lower high and then continuing higher for a bit before we run into some turbulence in the market. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, leave comments if this was helpful, and have a good night.